All right, everyone. So, hey, what's the big news? So, this is an idea. I literally woke up in the middle of the night about a month ago. I don't know, came to me in a dream. I'm not really sure, but one of those crazy ideas you just wake up and you have. Um, a running theme a lot of people have as I've been, having this, whatever you want to call it, battle, or what I prefer to call, as I show Granite State Dog Recovery for what they really are. In my opinion, a corrupt and very troubled organization that clearly is not doing what its mission statement says. I'm worried that it's worse, okay? But people ask, so what's the alternative? If my dog goes missing, how do I, get these flyers out? How do I share them on Facebook and social media? Well, let's talk about that for a second. I remember recently someone's dog went missing, and the person was not happy at all with Granite State, but they made a comment to me about how, I don't remember what the exact number was, so this may be off, but they said, my dog went missing, and the poster was shared, 300 times or 700 times. I don't remember the number. It was a very big number, and I believe it was shared hundreds of times on various town pages all across New Hampshire, potentially into Maine, could be into Vermont, Mass, depending on where they're actually located. So here's the thing. I'm in Barrington, New Hampshire. Okay, let's use Rochester as a little better, because most people know where Rochester or Dover is. If your dog goes missing or in Rochester or Dover, New Hampshire, at least say on the first night, do you need to share a flyer in Berlin, New Hampshire? That's a 3-hour drive or 2.5-hour drive. I mean, it looks good for them, but does that actually do any good? In fact, if people in Berlin, New Hampshire see that flyer and they don't happen to notice the location, so they're looking for Scruffy, the whatever dog, it's actually a distraction. They shouldn't be even seeing that. It's noise, okay? And that's one of the issues with Granite State, is they throw this stuff out there like a giant shotgun because it makes them look good. It's like a big scattergun effect, all right? So the other issue is they only put their phone number on it. Now, I have had both customers of mine, when I say a customer, I mean a paying customer, and people I've done free work for, who have actually said to Granite State, no, I want my phone number on there, not yours. And what the folks at Granite State will tell them is, first of all, they will not put your phone number on there, no matter what you say. And their typical lines are, well, do you want creepy people calling you in the middle of the night? And do you want scammers calling you? And they go right to fear tactics. What it comes down to, folks, is control. They want 100% control of the entire situation. Well, let me tell you, if you care that much about your dog, okay, I mean, you have the right to still use Granite State, of course, but I cannot tell you how many times I've been sitting on a search and I'll have my client or someone I'm doing work for free sitting next to me, and they get a call from Granite State Dog Recovery, and they're like, hey, there's a sighting, which as a thermal drone pilot is the best news ever, because if the dog is within, the range of the drone, I can just send that drone right over, and then potentially we can rescue that dog. But then what happens? It turns out that the sighting is 4 hours old, 6 hours old. So I don't pretend to understand their system, okay, because they've never spoken to me. But people are getting this information very old. Now, I'm quite certain some people get it right away. But I know for a fact many people get the information extremely delayed, because I've seen it many, many times. These are not a couple of occasions. This is dozens and dozens and dozens of times. And I don't mean 10 minutes, 20 minutes late. I'm talking hours and hours. Here's the other thing. If your dog is missing, and they simply call and say, Granite State calls and says, hey, your dog was just spotted at, Route 9 and 125 an hour ago, or say right now, I want to talk to the caller okay? I want to talk to the person that had eyes on my dog, because I want to know how my dog looked. I'm going to ask a question like, was my dog limping? What was the direction of travel? Which direction was my dog going? These folks at Granite State, generally, they don't know the area. We do. You live in that community where your dog most likely went missing. I know dogs don't always go missing in your community. You could be visiting someone, okay? The problem is when you're dealing with a third party, you're playing the phone game. They're going to get information wrong. And I'm not saying they always do, but for a fact they do sometimes. And I want to talk to that person right now. I want to say, hey, first of all, thank you. But, and that person might have eyes on the dog right then. And I might be able to say, hey, stand back. I'm coming out. I mean, there's so many more things you can do when you are on the phone direct with that person. And you know what? If some creepy guy does call you, and if you get a couple scams, okay, tell him to pound sand and move on. I would much rather deal with a couple idiots and move on and get real-time information about my lost pet than have to get late information and also potentially bad information because it's being passed through the phone game. So where are we going with this? Starting today, 2A TAC Drone Services is offering a free fillable lost animal form on my website, which is 2adrones.com. The number 2, the letter A is in Adam, and then drones, just like the word with an S.com. It's going to be right at the top of the homepage. You can just click. You can share it with anyone, the link, okay? It is going to be 100% free. It comes with no strings. It is not a data mining base. People are going to tell me that, accuse me of that, because they always do. They say terrible things about me. So you can click on that link. We've spent the last 3-4 weeks working on this. This is, believe it or not a simple thing to do, but you will be able to upload a photo of your dog, your horse, your goat, your cat. It is not just dogs. You'll see there's a drop-down menu for all these animals. If you think of an animal we missed, let me know. I'll have my advertising person add it, okay? You put your phone number in, you put your information in, you fill this out as you want it filled out. You put your photo, you do everything the way you want it, and then the only email you will ever get from me is the email of the file, which is printable. It's shareable and it's printable. Very briefly, that data will go to a little, some kind of little file, and then we will be purging it, once a week or something, or every other day. We will never use that. We will never sell it. We will never share it with anyone. And you will never get any emails, specials from me. You won't get anything from me because we have to technically put it on a file briefly, and then we just are going to keep purging it. So if somebody thinks we're doing this to develop a database, you are wrong, and it will have a disclaimer saying as such. So if we were doing that, we would be in huge trouble. Okay? It's going to have my company logo and my phone number and stuff. I'm not stupid. I own a business. Okay? But other than that, it is for you guys to use. But here's the thing, guys. It comes down to choice. So if you want to use the Granite State thing, and if you want to ultimately use their system, go for it. I think Maine Lost Dog does it great. They use your phone number, okay? There are plenty of groups out there that they do the form, and they let you put your phone number on it. Granite State does not, under any conditions. The other thing about Granite State, I'll tell you, and again, I know this from experience, I cannot tell you how many people have spoken to Granite State and get absolutely berated by those ladies there. Telling them, all the things they did wrong about losing their dog and how dare they do this, and they risk their dog's life and this and that. This is not a time to be talking down to someone. These people are vulnerable. They're in pain emotionally, potentially physically. They haven't gotten sleep in days. Okay? You need to take this over and own this. And you do not need to put this in their hands. Going back to this form, send it out to your friends, send it to your town Facebook, your neighboring town's Facebooks, tell your friends to share it. Trust me, you will hit all those places you need to. And statistically, most dogs that go missing do not wander more than a mile, mile and a half. And there are hard statistics that say that. There are cases of dogs, that go missing and turn up 8 towns, 10 towns over. Those are exceptions to the rule. And if your missing dog case becomes prolonged, then you know what? You expand your search efforts. You send more of those flyers out. And by the way, if you specifically are not comfortable getting those phone calls yourself, have a friend get them and have a friend filter them. If there's somebody that maybe just, I don't know, for one reason or another, just wouldn't be comfortable talking to a potential scammer. If a scammer does call you, then you know what? Have a good friend handle it for you. But this is a great alternative. So I encourage everyone, when this just came out, try it. Just upload a picture of your dog and do a funsy one just so you can have it emailed to you so you can just see how it looks. I think you'll find it's easy, and it works out. If there are any issues, if you get like an error, if something doesn't work well, or obviously if you have a suggestion, please tell me. This is brand new. I spent a good amount of money having this made, so we want suggestions. We want to know what you think about it, and we want to know how we can improve it. I think this is a big deal, and I think this is going to free a lot of people of a problem that's been going on for quite a while. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you enjoy it, and let's keep moving forward. All right. God bless you all. Thank you.